Exhausted Moms podcast. I'm Kayla.
And I'm Kendall.
And we are two childhood best friends who are just exhausted moms.
And I am so happy to be
Yeah.
back. Thank you, Steph and Peter, for holding it down for me. But yeah, it's been a crazy couple of weeks, but I'm here. I'm alive.
We're so
for now.
sorry about last week. That was absolutely crazy. Trying to piece together audio.
Yeah.
Definitely was weird. We recorded a whole podcast that no one gets to listen to.
I know. We'll try to make sure we get all the good stuff from that one in this
exactly.
one.
But like you said, you've been a little MIA.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot. We've been moving, which we're pretty much all moved into our new place. We're still cleaning out and getting stuff out of our old place, but we've been staying at our new one for like almost 2 weeks now. So trying to get into the groove, and the kids are getting used to their new environment and everything. Other than that, we were in Pennsylvania for a baseball tournament not last weekend, but the one before that. And then yeah, I've just had some like medical stuff going on and been fainting randomly, and no one knows why. They think it's probably stress. So I am going to be unfortunately out of work for a couple weeks, getting testing done and stuff and trying to figure out what the cause of it is. So if I sound a little like slower when I speak and like confused or whatever, like I have a lot of brain fog.
That's
so excuse me for that. But yeah, it's been interesting.
I hate hearing that you have to take all this time and they can't figure out what's going on. I hope they could figure it out. I hate when doctors are like, "Oh, it's just stress. You're stressed."
But see, in this situation, I really think it might be, just because like there's, besides even all that, there's like a lot of other stuff going on, like family wise and life wise, and obviously you know the details and whatnot, but it's been a lot of pressure on me. So I really wouldn't be surprised if it was stress related. But one of my managers at work, shout out to Jen if you're listening, she actually brought up a condition called vestibular migraine syndrome that I guess like her sister-in-law or somebody in her family was diagnosed with it. And the symptoms actually sound very similar to what I'm dealing with. And they can be triggered by stress. So it can cause like extreme dizzy spells, fainting, nausea, brain fog. The only thing that I don't see on there is like the muscle weakness that I've been having. Like when I went to the hospital, my face was drooping on the left, my left leg and my left arm were numb. Like I couldn't move them that much. I still have like a little bit of a lag in my left leg, which is why they were like ruling out a stroke and everything, which they don't think that's what it was. My CAT scan was clear. But they'll do an MRI next week just to make sure. And I'm going to have an EEG, a take-home EEG for 3 days, which is going to be super obnoxious with the baby because he's going to try to rip those lids off my head the whole time. I mean, he doesn't, like if he's sitting on my lap when I'm working with like this headset on with this one wire, he's trying to pull that. So like I can only imagine what he's going to do.
And you can't
with
tell
this,
him no,
but
like he doesn't understand, obviously, so little.
He doesn't get it. Yeah, he's starting to kind of understand no, but it doesn't mean he's going to stop.
Yeah,
so
my son.
I'm probably going to have my sister cut my hair a lot shorter before I have it done. Not like short, but right now my hair is like down to my hips. So I'm probably going to cut it like shoulder length just so that number one, the glue itself is not going to be as hard to get out. And also so that if he does like pull on it and it rips like part of my hair, it's not going to be like these huge chunks of hair coming out of my head. So yeah, we'll see how it goes.
I hope you feel better, and thinking of you every day.
Thank you. Thanks. I appreciate you.
Don't scare me again.
I'll try my best, but no
Oh.
promises. I know when I texted you from the hospital, I was like,
Yeah, you can't
don't
start
freak
off like
out,
that.
but I'm in the hospital. But I feel like it would have been worse if I was just like, I'm in the hospital. Like, at least now I'm alive and like, well, not, I'm not
No.
well, but I'm not like on my
No, but here's the
deathbed.
thing. Whenever you start off anything with don't freak out, my anxiety goes, we should freak out. We
Yep.
should freak out. Let's freak out. So right then and there, I was like,
Yeah.
and then you put in, oh, might have had a stroke. I'm like, what do you mean might have? Like, no problem. It's just, no big deal. No big deal. Don't freak out
Well, I mean, I figured if it was a
though.
stroke, it was mild because I was
Well,
still like coherent and like walking and talking. It's just
yeah.
my face was like
Well,
meh, like drooping
yeah.
to the side and I couldn't move my leg,
But it's
but
hard when I'm so far away. And I like bursted into tears, and
yeah.
Peter is walking through the door coming home, and he's like,
Oh,
what's going on? And he's like, she's texting you. She's alive. Like, that means she's good. I'm like,
yeah.
that's no, that's not. Like, he's like, that's good. That's a good sign. She's texting you.
Exactly, exactly. See, he understood what I was
But he
trying
did
to
say,
put out there.
he's like, she should know you better than that.
I know, but I'm like, if I don't say don't freak out and I say I might have had a stroke, I think it's
I
gonna
mean,
be a little more,
yeah, you're right. I don't know. Either
I
way,
don't know. But yeah, no, so far it doesn't seem like a stroke. They said that fainting so many times, because that when I went to the ER, I fainted 4 times in like a
that's
2 hour
scary.
span. And even when I was like not fainting, I was like, I couldn't stay awake. Like I was really, really tired. So they said that like the loss of consciousness repeatedly could have just caused like muscle
Or maybe
weakness
the brain fog too.
in my exactly. So definitely the brain fog, and that part of it's been so bad because I feel like I forget what I'm saying all the time. Um, my speech like is slower and a little bit slurred
Mm,
sometimes. Like I feel like I have marbles in my mouth. Like it's been rough, which is why they wanted me to take some time out of work because obviously I'm on
yeah.
the phone all the time. I'm dealing with customers, I'm having meetings with other coworkers. Like I need to be able to
Hmm.
do that without first of all, like without having to worry about forgetting or not being
Yeah.
able to talk right. But like I literally was having episodes
That's
during
so
work
scary.
too. So like I would start to get super dizzy or I would faint and then I'd be trying to like get myself together so I could keep working and my boss was like, "Girl, you need to go
No,
lay down."
agreed.
Like they were like, "We are very worried about you, so can you
Yeah.
please go like
Yeah.
take care of yourself?" They're like, "Your work is perfectly fine." And then I got my like mid-year performance evaluation and it was all like really, really good. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, now I feel a little better about being like, okay, yeah, I'll take the time off. My boss was like, I was gonna like try to force you to
Well,
take the time off because you
you
really like
need it,
you
and
need the time.
hopefully you could find some type of relaxation methods that work for you. Us girls with anxiety, we always we
Hmm.
try, not always succeeding.
Yeah.
I'm not going to suggest any.
I think a lot of it's right. I mean, I'm trying to read
Okay.
again more. I know I said that before, but like I did pick my book up. I picked my book back up last night or my Kindle, and read like a couple chapters, and I'm hoping to do maybe a few tonight. I don't know. I'm really tired,
Yeah.
so probably
Don't
not, but
overdo it.
maybe tomorrow when my daughter's at dance class. But um, see, I was gonna say something else, and I like can't remember what it was. Oh, stress. So I feel like in my situation, a lot of my stress right now is like I think time will help because part of it is like trying to get everything done at the other
Hmm.
house and like be done with that. Part of it is now my husband who's been hurt and myself both have like claims through because Connecticut has paid
Oh,
leave.
really?
So we have claims pending through the paid leave. So like we're waiting for that to go through so that we can get paid so it's just like a lot of stressors that it's like once those
Yeah.
things are out of the way, I think I'll
Okay.
be able to relax a little bit more and that'll probably be a good test too, to see like, is
Yeah.
this really just
Yeah.
stress? And they said on the EEG they want me to like write down every time I have an episode, even if I don't faint, like if I have a dizzy
Oh, so
spell or
they can
something,
monitor.
so that they can look at
Yeah.
so they can look
Hmm.
at those times. And they said that if it is stress, my brain's not going to show any like concerning or abnormal pattern or whatever shows up on their end. But if it's they were worried that I could be having
Yeah, that's what I
seizures.
was thinking.
So they said that if it's seizures, they'll show obviously
Yeah.
as a seizure, because especially with like the exhaustion after, and like I've been having like muscle spasms and stuff, like random twitching, and that's why they're worried about that. But we'll see.
Oh,
Keep you posted.
goodness. Well, I,
Yeah,
I wish I could be there with you. But
I know. Maybe I need to just fly down there for
I
a couple
really don't
weeks.
think that you should be on a plane right now. Just saying.
Probably not.
That would, no.
Well, I can't drive, so I'm not allowed to drive till any of this is over, which has been really difficult
Yeah.
with having kids and different activities and stuff. And like, my husband has to basically drive me, or like tomorrow, my mother in law's taking me to my daughter's dance
Yeah.
class. Like, but it's been tough, like losing that freedom to be able to even just go to the store
Yeah.
myself or anything. Like, I can't drive at all.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well,
Enough of
okay.
my
Yeah,
depressing
let's.
stuff, though. Let's talk about some more happy stuff and not me thinking I'm dying.
Oh my gosh. Well, I want to throw you a spooky party in summer. If I was there, I would do it.
I would love that.
There's that trend everywhere.
Spooky
Spooky
ween,
ween, summer
Summerween.
ween, whatever kind of ween.
Keep it PG, lady. Come on.
It is PG. I'm just saying.
We're going to have a whatever kind of ween party.
That's a bachelorette party. We're already
Right?
married.
I know.
Anyways, they have those cool parties. I saw
Man.
this one girl posted. She was, of course, an influencer, so it was like beyond extra. But she had everything Halloween themed. And I'm just sitting there going, it's July, not October.
I'm all
Yes,
for it. It can be Halloween all year round.
But
all year.
Here's the thing. You hate Christmas in July.
I do hate Christmas in July.
So it's the same thing.
It's just tacky.
So is a Halloween in summer.
But the thing with Halloween, though, is like Christmas is specifically centered around like this one thing, like Jesus being born and like Santa Claus coming and whatever. So like that happens on Christmas. Halloween is about like spirits passing through the realm and whatnot. That can happen all year round.
It does.
So why not celebrate our spooky friends in
I don't
the summer?
want to celebrate my spooky friends ever. I want them to leave me alone.
So I should cancel the seance I had planned for the next episode.
Girl, I would be done. You would hear the leave button so fast.
Imagine just turning the camera on and I'm here with a Ouija board and candles.
Nope.
And like...
I don't mess with that thing. No. You would never. I would shut this laptop quicker than anything.
Oh, I know. I've already made you watch enough scary movies and scary shows in our lifetime. So
see, now I have anxiety.
But you were a trooper. You sat through.
I have anxiety now thinking about this. Like, you can get a psychic or, I don't know, someone to read my cards or something, but no, thank you. No seance, thank you. No. No. I'm switching the topic. I'm done.
But we have to ask John Monet what really happened to her. Come on.
No. Stop it.
I have so many people I would ask questions if I could. I really
But
would.
the Ouija board is not guaranteed.
I
We're
know.
not going to go there. No.
No.
I'm done.
But you know what? Spooky pool parties and all that?
You know, I
Absolutely.
feel
I'm here
better
for
now
it.
at the spooky birthday parties, pool
Right. There you
parties
go.
than I do.
At my
I'm so scared right now.
seance.
If any, like, I should have recorded this video because if you can see my face right now, when you said that, I turned white as a ghost.
I promise I am wearing my Crime Junkie shirt. Shout out to Crime Junkie. But I don't have a Ouija board. I actually don't own a
Good.
Ouija board.
Good.
I don't. I've
No.
used one before, like many
No.
years ago, but I'm pretty sure it was like the other girl moving it at
Probably.
camp, so
We're going to go with that. I'm switching
yeah.
the topic.
But I
Oh,
saw a
no.
lady. Well, one more quick Ouija board
No.
thing, but it's funny. I saw a lady, and I feel like I want to do this. At her funeral, instead of those little
Oh.
like prayer cards, she had keychains with mini Ouija boards that said, "Let's keep in touch," with her picture and a little mini Ouija board. And I'm like, that is amazing. Like, she planned that out before she died. I'm like, I
Do
need to steal
not
that.
put in your will that I have to do it.
No,
Please.
I'll make somebody else do it.
Please.
There was another lady who had a flash mob at her funeral do another one bites the dust, and nobody knew what was happening. And this lady just got up and started dancing, and then more and more people came and did the flash mob. And I'm just like, can you imagine being at a funeral and that
I'm
happening?
not having a funeral, okay? Nope.
I love it.
I
love it.
No. I do love seeing the people that start like going very dramatic and extra, screaming, "Why did you leave me with these people?"
Okay, I'm
I'll
gonna
do
put
that.
that in my will. You have to
Absolutely.
do that. You have to drop to your knees
I love
at
how
my. Well, I think I'm gonna be cremated so people can
So
turn
am
me
I.
into jewelry if they want. So before that though, you're gonna have to like drop
So
at my
can we just say,
urn or whatever
why are we
and
thinking that
scream.
you're going before me? I have too much anxiety.
I mean, given the fact that I'm fainting every day.
Can we not have this soon, please?
Oh,
No,
hopefully
you're good.
not. I'm sure I have a long life of misery ahead of
Let's
me.
be positive. People are listening,
Just
Kendall.
kidding. I know. I have a good life in comparison to many, so I can't complain. I could complain, but I'm not going
this
to
whole
complain.
positive outlook on life, and anyone that knows me knows it's really hard for me. I'm not like...
Yeah, we're like the two biggest pessimists in the world.
Okay, so I started doing it. We're horrible.
So
But
bad.
that is why things happen. I believe if you put positive out there, you're going to get positive back. I do. It's worth a shot. Yes.
Might as well. Let me know how that works.
When I'm a millionaire, you'll know.
I'll know. Because you'll be buying us a little cul-de-sac to live on
I thought
together.
You said a cult.
No. Yes, we're going to form our own cult.
No.
With your newfound money.
No, we're not. Okay, this is when people shut us off. Okay, I'm changing the subject. Finally.
Okay.
Sorry,
Oh,
everybody.
man.
This is... I don't know.
Hot Mess Express. Choo-choo. Do you know, not
here
to
we
bring up
go.
Monopoly again,
Here
but the
we go.
choo-choo reminded me.
That's not the topic.
So, my baby, my 1.5-year-old, when he sees me land on the railroad spaces, he goes, choo-choo,
Aw.
because he knows that the
That's
sound
so
is coming.
cute.
And then when I hit the landmarks, he goes, boom.
Wait, you keep the sound on it?
When he's like watching. Yeah, like if he's laying in bed with me or something and I'm
That's
playing, I
cute.
turn the sound on and he thinks it's
Aw.
funny. So he loves the Peggy sound
Oh
when the
gosh.
tokens drop. So, but he always is like,
See,
choo
Peter talked
choo,
about you.
boom. I'm like, that's right, baby, boom.
Peter talked about you and Monopoly in the last episode.
All right, on to
So
the next. I know, I know.
okay. So
Oh, that game's pissing me off right now, so we don't have to talk
okay,
about it.
Kendall. She's unhinged today, people.
I told you
No,
my
this
brain
is
doesn't
normal for
work.
you. Stop your lying. You've been
That's true.
unhinged since birth. Stop lying. I'm the one that
True.
keeps you
That is true.
grounded.
In check.
Anyways, so I wanted to talk about how much tea people spill in like pregnancy groups and those
Hmm.
mom app groups. So I only did like
Oh, yes.
what to expect when you're expecting that one. I always loved
Hmm.
when I was pregnant, obviously. People were constantly posting, "Oh, I'm getting a divorce. I caught him cheating. I'm doing this. I'm doing that." And I'm sitting there going, "Ooh, who? What?" He said, "What?"
Right. Let me read
Yep.
all 107
Yes.
comments of
Yes.
this random internet
Absolutely.
stranger.
And then I would get Peter into it because when you're pregnant during that like month club, whatever, everyone's posting constantly. After your
Hmm.
baby's like a few months old,
Yeah.
everyone drops off of it. But I was always every night Peter and I would be reading it. I'd be reading it to him, like, listen to this, listen to this. And like some of the questions, like, "Oh,
Right.
my water just broke. Should I go to the hospital?" Nope. Just stay there. Just
Right.
stay
Ugh.
there.
Those people drive
Just
me
stay there.
nuts. Like, no, just look between your legs and see if their head's falling out yet. If so, then maybe you should start showering and then maybe eventually get to the hospital. If not, you got
The
time.
baby's gonna come out either way, but no problem.
Yeah. No big deal.
But is there any
Ridiculous.
stories you have of those? Those are crazy.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So I will start by saying I'm very fortunate in the fact that my oldest, so he's an August 2015 baby, so he's going to be 9. So I was in that August 2015 What to Expect group on the app, and we actually made a Facebook group like a couple months after the babies were born, and there's still like
Wow.
300 of us in this group, and we still talk all the time, and we're very active and posting all the time and updating on each other's lives, asking for advice, everything. So they've been a huge support for this entire experience of
Oh,
raising
that's
him.
so sweet.
So that being said, we have our running inside jokes and whatnot about the stories that we had
The
on the
app.
app. And my favorite one, which it has to be a troll, it really has to be. But if it's not, then Lord Jesus help us. This woman posted, I I was waiting for my husband in the car and I was eating a peanut butter sandwich that he had in his lunchbox. And I thought it was just crunchy peanut butter. And then I realized that he had put crack rocks
The
in the
what?
sandwich. So I ate a crack sandwich, crack rocks, like
Yeah.
crack, yeah, actual crack in the peanut butter
Oh
sandwich.
no.
And she ate half the sandwich and was like, is this going to hurt the baby? Like, what do I do? Because we were still pregnant at
Oh
this
my
point.
gosh.
And we're just like, are you for real right now? And people are like, you need to, first of all, who the freak puts crack in a sandwich? And second of all, it took you halfway through the sandwich to realize it was
That has to
crack.
be a troll.
It has to be, but like we still 9 years later will be like
But
crack sandwich. And then there was this lady too that was she was actually in our
oh
Facebook
no.
group in the beginning, and she posted, like randomly posted one day in all caps, someone in this group is not who they say they are. And so we still will like reference that one. Um, so yeah, there was also a group of the moms on because we had an original group and then we made like a smaller group after this drama all went down. There was like moms that had like reached out to another person's
What?
job and like pretended to be a relative and stuff to like find out
That's
information. Like it was
creepy.
crazy. So there was definitely like drama, but the group that we have now that's kind of, because I think it was originally like 500
Wow.
people. So we're like half that size, but it's like the people who have been like active and
Yeah.
supportive the whole time. So like we were all there to experience all these crazy stories together, and now we've come through them together and gone through 9 years of our lives together. And it's women all over the country in different parts of the world. We have people in
That's awesome.
Australia, we have people in England, like all over the place, Canada, and some of them actually listen to the
Oh,
podcast. So
thanks.
shout out to my August 15 mamas. Um, but yeah, no, I miss that part of pregnancy was
Oh,
fun, like the
yeah.
scrolling through the app every
Yeah.
night to like see what was posted and like the drama, and I miss that part of it. If I could do that and not be pregnant,
The not be pregnant
totally.
part, emphasis. No, I
Mhm.
loved those groups. Those groups were crazy. I never got into like a Facebook group or nothing. I was just, I was always a silent, like, like a
Like
lurker.
a
I'm
lurker.
always a lurker because I get so shy. Like, I don't know what to comment or anything. But,
Yeah.
social anxiety. It's fun.
Yeah. I feel like I was definitely more active in like my first one, but like this last one, like I don't think I really ever posted anything. Like sometimes I would comment on
Yeah.
people's stuff, like if they were asking for advice from like people who have more than one kid or like whatever, then I would comment. But the first one, I was definitely one of the people like posting
Yeah.
questions and stuff all the time. Not ones that should have been asked to a doctor, but like
My
legitimate
questions all went
questions.
to
Yeah.
you. You
Yeah.
were my app.
Worked out that way. Well, I had
You did.
two by that time, so
But see, here's the
yeah.
thing. Most of our life, you've had the experiences before me, and I'm so grateful because then I know what to. You
I
are
get to be
my
the
guinea
test
pig for
dummy.
life. Yeah,
Right.
for like everything. But
Glad to be
but
it.
speaking of peanut butter, people are probably like, "Where is this going, Kayla?"
Peanut butter crack sandwiches.
That is not this kind of story, okay?
Hmm, okay.
So my 1-year-old son has taken up a new weird habit to do with peanut butter. So our dog, she has really sensitive skin and she has allergies. So lately she's been having to take Benadryl, and we put it in peanut butter to give it to her. And my son now knows when my husband is giving the dog peanut butter, if he stands there or sits down, he can also get peanut butter.
I love that.
So he does that. Plus, he quacks like a duck now. Yeah.
Oh my God, mine does that all the
Yeah.
time. He loves ducks. He loves ducks and cows. He's always quacking and mooing.
Oh, that's cute. But I'm.
Yeah. When he went to his first dentist appointment, the prize he picked out of the little bucket at the end was like they had those rubber ducks that are like disguised as other things, and it was a cow rubber
Oh,
duck. So it was like the best of
best of
both
both
worlds. And
worlds.
but he was a little confused. He was like, quack, cow,
Oh,
quack,
they messed
cow.
with him.
And I'm like, yeah, the cow quacks.
Oh, he was like, "Mommy, this is not right."
Oh, he loved it though. He loved that thing, but he was like asking questions. He's like,
That's
quack cow? And I'm like, yes, it's a
yeah,
quack cow.
very smart little man. That's really cute.
Yeah.
Quack cow. No, my son now, instead of,
Yeah.
because he's learning little words here and there, he'll say, but he thinks it's really funny to just quack instead sometimes. That's the newest this week.
Sometimes it just be like that. You just gotta quack.
I'm just like, okay, what are we doing here, bud?
I
Yeah.
love that.
Well,
Mine's weird thing that he does is shake socks. I think I've told you this before where he will literally go in the laundry basket or a drawer or take them right off your feet. He doesn't care. And he will walk around shaking socks in both hands for
that's
like an hour. He
cute.
just And if you take, like, my mom's dog took one out of his hand and he had a meltdown.
Oh,
Like, you would have thought that you took his most prized possession. Like, he was so angry. And he doesn't get angry like that,
my son
but you don't
does.
take his socks.
No, that's
Yeah, no.
cute.
He he
Why do we
loves
buy these kids
socks.
toys?
I'm
Yeah,
just gonna get him
I was about to
socks for
say,
his
his birthday
birthday.
at Christmas, just like load him up on socks. Why do we buy these kids
Yeah,
toys?
he's just gonna get socks. He really doesn't have a ton of toys because he has a good amount, but he likes to play with the older
Yeah,
kids'
my
toys
son
too.
too.
So like my daughter has that I don't know if it's Fisher Price or VTech, whatever, the little ice
Oh,
cream cart.
yes,
Have you seen
yes.
that? So she's had that for years and he started to
Oh,
play with that and he like gets the little ice cream cone and
hmm,
stacks the ice
that's
cream. So he's
cute.
always under her because she's a loft bed. So he's always under her loft bed playing with
Hmm.
that or playing with her dollhouse with
Oh,
her. Um, or he likes to go play baseball or basketball with my oldest. Like he knows what each
that's
person
so
likes
sweet.
and he will go and like do that with
Oh,
them.
I love that.
And it's super cute, but he's always like trying to do something with them.
See,
Yeah,
your son is so sweet. Mine is
he really is.
mine is obsessed with monster trucks, dinosaurs, and Lightning McQueen. Oh, and Mickey Mouse. Because, any of those together makes
Mickey
sense.
Mouse.
Yeah.
Right. No, we're still all about Miss Rachel over here.
Yeah.
He doesn't really watch anything other than that. Like my sister was over today, she's 12, and she was watching Criminal Minds while I was folding laundry, and he waddled in the room and looked up at the TV and he was like, "Rachel?
Rachel.
Rachel?" And I was like, "No, we're not putting on Miss Rachel." And he was like,
Oh,
"Rachel." I'm like, "No, we're watching Criminal Minds. If you'd like to watch, take a seat, but it's definitely not going to be like Miss Rachel."
so I like force my son
But
to
he
watch
loves
Miss
her.
Rachel. He'll watch her for a little bit, but he is Wiggles. He points to the screen and goes, Wiggles. I'm like,
Well, they have a
they do.
crossover
So that
episode.
works really great
So,
for him. He gets really happy with
yeah.
that episode. But I'm like, there's only so much
Mhm.
Wiggles I could take.
Right. I still am like weirded out at all the new Wiggles. Like to me the Wiggles are like the original Wiggles because that's
I was
when
gonna
my
say,
sisters
you
were
got into
little
that with them,
that they used
but
to
I never
watch
got
that.
into the Wiggles. We were too old.
Yeah. No, because it was
Yeah.
past us, but they were obsessed with the Wiggles, especially like
Yeah,
Dorothy the
that's why
dinosaur
do you think
and
my
then
son,
the what was the pirate's name? The
Captain Feathersword?
pirate. Captain Feathersword, yes. So I still remember like
Oh,
all
they
the
have a
original
unicorn now.
songs and like the
Yeah,
original
I don't know
they
the
do.
name. I think it's Sparkles or
There was
something.
Henry. I remember the
Yes, the octopus.
Henry,
Yeah.
the octopus with the arm. I remember the dance and everything because they watched that
Oh
all the
no,
time.
they do
And
it.
like Wake Up Jeff,
Oh.
and they did Wake Up to somebody else in the Miss Rachel one. And I was like, that's not
Oh
Jeff.
yes, it was
Like,
the
who
other
are you waking up?
purple Lucky. Hmm.
Yeah.
See, I told you, I have seen these too
No,
many
Jeff
times.
is the perp. His name is
Lucky.
Lucky. Oh, I was gonna say Lucky. Do you remember Lucky from high school? Do you
It
remember him?
sounds familiar, but see, here's the thing.
He was the
Okay,
kid. Okay, I'm
hold
gonna
on.
make you
Should we be
remember.
talking
He
about
was
this
the
on
kid that
mic, Kendall?
randomly. This wasn't even his real name. I
Okay.
don't know what his real name was. Remember, he just said to call him Lucky. Lucky, if you're out there and you happen to listen to this and you want to share your
Oh
side of the
no,
story,
I'm
go ahead.
scared.
He joined
Oh
choir
yes.
and security used to have to come get him like every day and no one knew why because he was always in trouble. And then he randomly volunteered to work the choir booth at the middle school orientation because I volunteered.
I like can't put a.
Our teacher was like, no. He had like red hair. I think that's why he was called Lucky because he thought he was like
I
Luck of the
really don't
Irish or
remember
something.
this kid.
He was only there for like a
Are you sure
few
I was
weeks.
there?
Like he was not there for long. Yes, you were definitely there because I remember you and our friend Camden used to make fun of me because you'd be like, "Oh, Lucky wants to work the booth with you."
Oh,
And we would see him walking to school when we would get dropped off in the morning.
see,
I feel like if you reach into the depths of your brain, you might remember him. But he was really only there for a
I
very short
don't know how
period
you
of time.
remember this stuff at all. Like, you remember the most randomest things. That
I guess. I feel like that's a hard name to forget. Like somebody's I'm lucky. I mean, Britney
yeah,
Spears' song
but
Lucky, but
my brain apparently just was like, not really important.
I mean, he really wasn't that memorable, I guess, but I remember him.
Of course you do, because he had a thing for you.
Well, I
Sure.
remember him anyway, but yeah, no, he wanted
The
to work
booth.
the. I remember our choir teacher was like, "You've been here for like 2 days. Why do you want to work the table and tell people about our program that you're never in because security comes and picks you up every morning out of class?"
Why don't I remember this? Well, anyways. Anywho.
Anywho.
We're off the rails today. Yeah.
hmm Speaking of off the rails, crazy. You heard about Gypsy Rose?
Oh, man, I have.
Yeah. I mean, we all knew it was
Yeah, but
coming.
she's in the middle of a divorce.
And I think it was you that sent me the video about all the complications that are going to come with that because of where
Yeah.
she lives. So if you want to touch base on that for those who
So,
don't know.
because Gypsy is still married in Louisiana, they have a law that if you are married, you're not allowed to get divorced while you're pregnant. And that your husband is automatically on the baby's birth certificate. So she's going to have to petition
Yikes.
as well as get a DNA test for him to get off that birth certificate.
That is so wild.
I think she's like made a comment or something today, actually, saying that like they're trying to get a fast divorce. She was dumb putting it out there that she's pregnant.
She shouldn't have said anything and
Absolutely
pretended
not.
she didn't
Like,
know.
just try to get the divorce settled and then announce it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was dumb.
I think she's still trying to learn like how to live in a normal society first of all, and also having all this like fame the second that you have your free life. Like I think she really doesn't know how to
Well,
handle it.
did you see her registry she posted?
So
I
I
didn't look
didn't
at
look
it,
at
but
the
I saw the
registry,
story.
but I saw that people were saying that like they were buying things, but then I saw her comment saying that people weren't actually buying things, they were just marking them as
Mm.
purchased so that they would like come off the registry, and then they would basically were like messing
Oh,
with her. So I don't know if people have bought stuff now, but she had commented saying that like people were just marking things as purchased. But I saw somebody post a onesie and said that they bought it saying handpicked on by my grandma in
oh
heaven.
man.
I was like,
You know what
oh
I think
no.
about all the time, like, how am I going to talk to my children about like my mom's situation? My mom's situation is nowhere
Mhm.
near that bad.
Right, you didn't
No,
murder her because she pretended you were
no.
sick your whole
So
life.
like, how do you even go about that? Good luck to her on that one.
Yeah. Literally the kid's just gonna have to Google her one day. Well, it's the same thing with like Kim
Yeah.
Kardashian's kids. Like one day they're gonna find out how she became famous.
They probably know already. North,
I mean, that's definitely
100%.
better than
Well, I was
killing
gonna
your
say
mother, but oh my God, I love North. I love that little girl.
she
She
is
is
unhinged. She's
unhinged.
Kanye's mini,
She is
but
hysterical.
not a Kanye fan, so.
No, me neither, but I love me some North. She is so funny because she doesn't like I feel like all the Kardashian kids are supposed to act like all prim and proper and this and that, besides Mason with like his fake
Still in the
Instagram
shade.
accounts. But like North just doesn't care. She's
No.
like, no. When I remember one time when like I think like Olivia Rodrigo or somebody sent Kim like
Like
a
a PR
gift or
package.
something, and then she was like, "Oh, like we literally listen to this all the time." And Kim North was like, "No, you don't. You've
She
never even
humbles her.
listened to this before." And then she told, I think JoJo Siwa came to meet her, and she told her that her mom thinks she's annoying and she screams a lot.
That girl keeps her humble.
Like, she just has no
You know
filter.
what? That would
Yeah.
probably be our daughters doing something like that too.
Oh,
100%. I
100%.
feel like we would meet somebody and
Mm-hmm.
be like, well, my mom says. And I'd be like, stop it, stop it, stop it.
Yep. Yep. We gotta watch what we say around them.
Literally. No, I do. I'm like,
Yeah.
you gotta. But I did have a weird thing happen where I woke my baby up after rocking him, putting him.
Sorry, I have a loud chair. Don't mind me.
We've had plenty of loud chairs on this show.
I know, it's usually Steph.
Yeah, it is. Anyways.
Oh my god, both my kids just walked in here. Go away. I just gave my son a notepad because he said he had to tell me something. Now this one's in here.
Mom life.
Oh,
No,
man,
you're
sorry.
good.
Go ahead, speak.
If my daughter could write the things I would get.
Right.
Anyways, my youngest, I was rocking him for a nap, and he is such a hard to get down to sleep kid. He finally went down. I
Mm-hmm.
was putting him in the crib, and my knee cracked and woke him up.
Oh no.
I was like, out of all the noises in the world that would wake this kid up, my knee cracking? Really?
These kids will sleep through like a hurricane and a tornado and a thunderstorm, but they'll wake up for like the
My son
littlest
fell
things,
asleep
I
at a
swear.
monster truck show. He had the headphones on. He laid on my he laid down on my and he passed out. But I was like you're gonna wake up to my knee cracking? Or he wakes up when you flush the toilet?
My oldest, I used to have to, for my oldest, I would have to like pat his butt for him to go to sleep. And then I would have to stop patting, leave my hand there, and I would count to 60 and I would take one finger off, count to 60, take the next finger off, and like so on and so forth until all the
Oh my
fingers
god.
were off. And then I would take my palm off and like try to sneak away and he would wake up. I would try to put what do you call it? Like a stuffed
Yeah.
animal on him or something. So he thought my hand was still there, but
Of
it
course
never
not.
worked.
Because they're too smart for that. I don't know. I'm hoping that someday my kid will sleep through the night. So that's my
All right, well, here are two of mine up at 11 o'clock when they have one has dance at 9 and one has baseball at 9.
mm.
So they're going to be tired in the
Well,
morning.
my daughter decided because it was my husband's birthday on this week, she decided that 5 a.m. was the greatest time to come and say happy birthday. So she woke us up at
That's the
5
perfect
a.m.
time.
And he's like, why are you awake? She's like, I'm so excited for your birthday. And he's like, I'm working today. Like, why are you that excited?
I think because they think that like we get as excited for our
Right.
birthdays as
We don't.
they do for theirs, and I'm like, we don't get to go to like Chuck E. Cheese and eat cake,
No.
ice cream cake and pizza, and like we just it's
Yeah.
another normal day. Maybe you do like a
Right.
dinner or whatever at night,
Yeah,
but
it's nothing. But I like to make everyone's birthdays in my house special. So we baked him a
yeah.
cake. And I don't know if you
Aw.
remember or if you've ever seen New Girl. Have you ever seen New Girl?
I've seen it, but I didn't like
So
watch it regularly or
the
anything.
guy Schmidt, he like on his 29th birthday like made it such a big deal. He had this huge party and he kept going around going 29. So I got this cool thing where it's like an edible picture and you put it on the cake.
Oh, like a transfer on the
Yeah,
cake?
it's really cool.
Yeah,
I'll
I've
send
seen
you a
those.
picture
They're
of it.
pretty cool.
But he's been talking about this for a whole year about like the whole 29 and he kept going on to be 29. And in the morning, he was like sad because he opened his gifts and there wasn't anything 29 related.
Oh.
And I was like, oh no.
You should have gave him like $29 in an envelope
That's
and
what
been
my
like,
parents
here you
did.
go.
No lie.
I love that.
They think they're funny too. They put it all in dollar bills too.
That is funny. They should have put in like the tissue box where you have to like keep pulling it out.
Don't give them any ideas. My stepmom listens.
Right. I think it's a great idea. Maybe his
Yeah.
30th birthday.
Oh my gosh. Oh man.
Well, my poor husband, his birthday is the day before our daughter's birthday, and everyone forgets about him. Like he was just saying that his sister was like, "What are we doing on the 25th?" And he was like, "What about the
Well, here's
24th?"
the thing.
And she's like,
Oh,
"Oh,
I forgot about you. Here's the thing. Like, once you have kids, if their birthday is anywhere near yours, your birthday no longer matters.
yeah." We call his birthday my daughter's birthday
That's so
Eve.
mean.
So, yeah. Well, the first 2 years too, like she had her birthday party on
Mm-hmm.
her birthday because it
Yeah.
was on the weekend. So, like, we just the whole day before was spent getting ready for her party because we did it at my mom's. So I was making cupcakes and cookies and like all this stuff, and I felt bad because we like didn't do anything for him. But the last couple of years, I've been doing a combination party for her and my older son because their
Yeah.
birthdays are a month apart. So I'll do it like 2 weeks after her birthday and 2 weeks before his birthday. So it makes it a little bit easier. And then on her actual birthday, we always do the birthday bears at Build-A-Bear because
Yeah.
it's pay your age. And then I let them pick out like the clothes and everything, of course. But we usually do like lunch and
Yeah.
that, and then cake. So we'll do that on their actual birthday. Um, sorry, they're passing me notes. Which my son came
Oh,
in
I
here
want to know.
and wrote me a sticky note saying he can't. He said I can't sleep because I have ANEXHIATEY. So I said, "What?
Anxiety.
What is that?" And okay, I didn't realize that. And then he drew this little like smiley face with like right there,
Oh,
that little
bud.
smiley face. And then I asked anxiety. I told him to put his thunderstorms on his TV because my
Yeah.
kids listen to thunderstorms on YouTube. And he just wrote, "I don't know how." And I said, "Ask dad," meaning his dad. And he goes, "Which dad? Papa or Kyle?" Because we live
Yeah.
with my in-laws now, so he thought I meant to. No, go ask your dad to help you, please.
Please don't wake up your grandfather.
Well, I think he's up watching a movie, but don't go bother him. Go
Yeah.
bother your own dad.
Mommy, can I have a chocolate chip cookie?
No, you cannot have a chocolate chip cookie. You guys had a whole plate full of them when your aunt and uncle were over. Go to bed. Oh man, I just text my husband to come get them because I don't know why the baby's asleep, so I don't know why they're in here and he doesn't realize it. Pop Pop. He just said or Pop Pop. That's my dad. So you think you're gonna go all the way to my mom and dad's house and ask him? He would not know how to put that on YouTube for you. Although actually Pop Pop does know how to use YouTube on his
Well,
phone
does he
now.
have? Do you have a Roku? Okay,
We
press
do.
YouTube.
But my dad, right? Exactly. My dad is so funny because he will like open a YouTube video on his phone or like
Yeah.
Facebook videos or whatever, and he just like lets whatever
no.
play. So he always ends up on like some weird video.
Yeah, you can't let it play. I don't even watch those because it's like
Yeah.
months old TikToks.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is he
Yeah.
obviously isn't on TikTok and stuff, so he's just but one time he was watching a bunch of those videos of that guy that I don't know his name, but he tells like true stories of like stuff that happened to people, but he talks like this the whole
No.
time, and every sentence
No.
sounds like this. And I'm like, I
I'm gonna throw my
cannot listen
phone.
to this. Like, and I'm like, how are you sitting here listening to
I
this?
was
Because
about
I
to
know
say,
you
that
have
man
less
has
patience
less
than I
patience.
do. Right? Ugh, hold on, I'm shutting this door so they don't come back. It doesn't have a lock on it though, so I can't lock it. Yeah. Oh man, those kids are gonna be a pleasure to wake up in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah. Good luck with that one.
Thanks.
Oh,
Sorry for the little plot twist in there, but just had to share because his sticky notes were making me laugh.
well, this is exhausted moms,
And
so.
anxiety.
No.
The way that he wrote anxiety, though, look, because it looked like he wrote "and"
It
as its
looks like
own word, and then it
extraterrestrial.
looked like an escalator or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, what are you?
Oh, bud.
What are you talking about? Oh, his little worried face. He's just mad because he got in trouble. So my husband told him he couldn't watch a movie before bed. He could just like go to bed or put his like thunderstorms on. So now he's like mad because he was supposed to clean up the mess that he made at dinner. He used one of those like lemonade packets and dumped it all over the table on accident and didn't clean it up.
Yeah, no.
So he got in trouble.
That's understandable.
Yeah.
This is real life.
Mm-hmm. Accountability.
Yeah. No,
But he knows that I have the soft spot for him, so he's like,
Mom.
I have anxiety. I'm like, okay, well, go lay down then. I don't know what to tell you. You're not getting TV. He's got to be up at 6:45 too, because they have to get to the field.
I'm up anyway.
So they have to get to the field by 8 normally, but because his dad and his grandpa are the coach, obviously he has to get there earlier, and it rained here all day. So like it stopped raining like maybe around noon or whatever, so it's been dry since, but it like there's still like water on the field, so
groundbreaking.
They're gonna have to work on the fields in the morning.
Podcast.
Yeah, I know, but him getting up that early is gonna be
every parent
interesting to see
knows how that goes,
Yeah.
except my daughter.
Well, this poor other team is coming from East Granby, which is super far from us. So like, I'm like, why did y'all play at 9 o'clock in the morning? Like these poor
12.
parents have to drive down here. I guess, well, they're doing a double header, so they're gonna play at 9 and 11. But still, like y'all could have done like 12 and 2. I would not wanting to drive all the way that far in the morning, but I mean, it is what it is.
Dedication. I give you all that props.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about something fun.
I know, that was so riveting.
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's real life, and
It is.
real moms, so things happen. My kids have been asleep, so
I thought they were asleep. I mean, the baby actually fell asleep in his crib, which normally he falls asleep in the bed, and I have to move him to the crib lately because he's still kind of discombobulated about moving, and like, plus the weekend after we moved, we were in the hotel for the baseball tournament, so he was like super confused. So yeah, he's like, I've literally slept in 3 different places in a week, so he's starting to like get a little bit better with it. But the other 2 were like in their beds, and I thought they would be asleep by now until they barged their little rude butts in here because they don't think I deserve any personal space.
That is why my kids are asleep.
Yeah, look at you. And now here comes my husband. He wants cereal, so he came in to get some cereal. I do have life cereal. Now leave me alone, or I'm going to end your life. Just kidding. I'm not going to murder my husband.
So am I keeping that in?
Do with it what you will.
I mean, it's not my life it affects.
Right. I mean, at this point, I'll add jail to my bingo card.
Here's the thing. You have really, like, you're a mom when you think about, at least in jail you get 3 meals a day. They have recess time or something. Like,
Exactly.
I don't get time to myself. No, I've been overstimulated, like no tomorrow. You know what?
It's
So
so
hard for me.
bad.
I don't know if you have this, but so I am not used to like all the physical touch of the kids being on me all the time. Because when I was a kid, my dad's gonna be like, no, that's not true. But we didn't get hugged all the time. Like, it wasn't like a touchy-feely family.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah,
I'm
mine
not
neither.
used to all of everyone being all over me constantly. So I'm just constantly overstimulated. And I'm like, I just want to be not touched.
I know. And there's like the worst thing too. I don't know if this drives you as crazy as it does me. When I'm eating,
Yes.
do not touch me. Like my kids will sit right next to me, like touching me, and I'm like, please move over like 2
In
inches.
general.
2 inches. That's all. So that you're not touching me. And stop. And my daughter's always like, can I
Yes.
have a bite of that? Can I have some of that? And I'm like, no, you're not gonna like it.
Yeah,
Well, just
no,
give
my
it to me
kids steal
anyway.
my food.
And then she doesn't like it. And I'm like, well, now you wasted it, and now I can't eat it because you spit it
My
out.
daughter's
Like,
gotten
thanks.
better about like regular meals, but when it comes to snacks, nope.
Oh,
I barely
snacks are
eat
the
snacks
worst.
because I'm like, I have to share whatever I eat.
Same.
Okay, my 1-year-old stole
I
my
know.
sandwich the other day.
Good thing it wasn't a crack
It all
sandwich.
comes full circle, people. No, it was not a crack sandwich. It was
Right?
a turkey and cheese sandwich, okay? But he looks over and he quacks at me.
Well, ducks like to eat bread, so he was just...
He points and quacks. And I was like, no, you're not getting my sandwich. And he's quack, quack. No, my husband says, he's like, it's not quacks. And I was like, I'm telling you, that's quacks.
But they mean something else. He's just speaking duck. Maybe he wanted some grapes.
No, it was the sandwich, because I gave him the half of the sandwich, and that boy was smiling the whole time.
You didn't get the reference. The duck walked up to the lemonade stand and he said to the man running the stand. You don't remember that video? Hey, got any grapes?
No.
It was like early YouTube, and it was one of those videos that like blew
Okay,
up.
I really, really don't think you understand. You remember details, but that is why your brain.
But that's still like popular. Like my kids, I think, know
the
that
only one
one.
I know of is like Herman the Worm, because my daughter's obsessed with it.
Or Charlie the Unicorn.
Well, everyone
Charlie
knows
Bit
that
Me.
one, yes.
There was Charlie Bit Me and Charlie the Unicorn. Yeah, so this was like shortly after that.
I wasn't
era.
a huge
There was
YouTube
the duck at the lemonade stand.
Weird videos.
I wasn't either, but my younger siblings were. But not the little ones, like the ones that were like 6 to 8 years younger than us. So like still kind of in the same like.
How old's my brother?
Like they were watching YouTube at the same time as us.
My brother's only 2.5 years younger than us.
I bet he knows the duck at the lemonade stand.
You could ask him.
I bet you he knows.
You could ask him.
I'm going to ask him.
I am not asking.
He's going to be like, what?
He's literally going to say, what are you talking about, you crazy lady?
Well, we all remember what he asked me the first time we met, so.
Yeah, we're not going to go there. Yeah, my brother thinks he's funny.
He is, though. I mean, he was back then. I haven't seen your brother in a long time, but...
He still thinks he's funny. Oh, you know what? You know what my daughter says? Man. She goes, Mommy, I'm funny. Like Grandpa and Daddy. I'm like, excuse me, what about Mommy? I'm funnier.
Right? Do you not appreciate my funniness?
She's like, no, Grandpa and Daddy are so funny. I'm like, traitor.
I mean, Grandpa's definitely funny, for sure. I can attest to that. I mean, Peter's funny, too. He has the same corny sense of humor, but you are definitely funny.
Appreciate it.
She just doesn't appreciate it. My husband tries to say I'm not funny at all, and I'm like, are you literally
not
crazy?
Funny. Are you kidding?
Hilarious.
He's not.
No, he's not. He's told like one joke in our entire relationship that I laughed at, and because I laughed at it, he told it like 20 more times. This was his Oprah joke. Okay. So this was in high school.
We're going to end on this.
He said, he goes, Oprah probably doesn't have a husband because she would give him away as a prize under somebody's seat at her show.
That is corny.
And I laughed at it. And so he'd be like, tell them my Oprah joke. Tell them my Oprah joke whenever we would see people.
Was so
and I'm like,
proud.
Come on, Kyle. He was, but he has the nerve to say that he's funny and I'm not. I'm like, you got dropped on your head for sure.
Oh, no. Okay. People think I'm getting a divorce, so I think I think I'm good. I had my husband on the podcast.
Oh, God, can you imagine Kyle being on the podcast?
No.
It would turn into a sports podcast,
yeah, but here's
so
the
let's
thing.
not.
We both know I would tell him off.
Yeah. Or y'all would get to talking about the Yankees.
No, because I wouldn't even go there.
You'd have something in common.
Okay, we're going to end on this note.
No.
If you're still listening.
And that is why Oprah doesn't have a husband, in case anyone was wondering.
Oh, gosh. If anyone's still listening, thank you for making it this far. We are extremely unhinged every time we do a late night episode. Mm-hmm. So we appreciate you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe if you're still here. Leave us a review, hopefully not 1 star. And follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok at Exhausted Moms Podcast. Bye.
Good night. Good morning. Whatever time it is when
you always
listen.
do that. Goodbye.